Alex won't be able to join us. He's pouring plaster.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to the Bronies Parlor Car Quarantine Special. I am Mecha Flyer. Steam Tank will not be able to. Yeah, Buffer Shaft is pouring plaster, and Steam Tank will not be able to join us tonight due to some technical issues, but we will do our best to enjoy you.
His computer blew up.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyway, we've got myself, Mecha Flyer. We've got what are you going by now? Grimnax, Aria.
Aria, it's my gamer tag.
Aria.
I'm stuck with it.
Okay, so we got Aria in the house tonight. We've got our East Coast liaison, Mr.
Ace the
Ace.
random one, though at this point it's more the Ace the very tired one.
And our resident editor-in-chief, Mr. Garibalde, doppelganger.
Hello.
Give it up for Garibalde.
Yay. So tired. So tired.
Everybody is right now. And this isn't the Rona. Everybody's just been busy.
This is what happens when everybody gets caught up in trying to survive.
My corona.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so what do we got in store today? Let's see.
Once again, we did the great thing. We came in with no plan.
The best plan is no plan.
No, that's my plan when we do a panel with no plan. That's my idea.
Just wing it for the glory.
Yep.
And
The
this is
glory
why
of the empire.
this is why our podcasts are always all over the place.
They didn't used to be like this. We used to have like a scripted sort of schedule, but
Yeah, I know. I remember when you guys first started having me on. There was like the episode review, and then kind of some that
Yeah.
railroading, and then it got into into drunken stupors moments. But
yeah, sadly we
Yeah.
don't really have any new episodes to review, but
no,
we've
and
got some other things to talk about. What have we what's changed since last week?
The weather.
Okay.
Yeah, the weather. It stopped raining here. Finally.
it started
It-
raining even harder over here. Neighbor across the street basically had a tree ripped out of the ground from the gusting winds that we had at the start of the week.
Ow.
And it was not a small tree by any means. Woke up the next day on my way to work,
Mhm.
look out. Oh my God, Paul's tree is dead over in his yard.
He's dead, Jim.
Yep. We've
Pretty
had a few
much.
trees down over here too, give or take, and the freeways have been absolute nonsense.
Hmm.
Seriously, people, just because there are no one on the freeways does not mean you need to go 120 miles an hour.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's be reasonable. If you can't stay in your lane, you are going way too fast.
Yeah.
Of course, the police are busy enough that they don't want to be running around after that.
Well, the highway patrol out here is starting to go a little nuts. I think they gave out like over, was it something like 300 tickets in an hour in Orange County by itself?
Holy crap.
Yeah. Or some astronomical number. I don't know if it was just in Orange County or not, but I think it was statewide. But just in the course of an hour, giving out hundreds and hundreds of tickets to every speeder they could find, because people are really trying to take advantage.
It's one thing if somebody's going like a mile or two over the speed limit, but yeah, with how you're describing, people are just driving like absolute loons out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know how it is. We got a lot of people with fast cars in Southern California.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we just got a new addition. Who was
Welcome, Buttershaft.
That's funny. Hold on a second. Yeah, I just got in. Hold on. Let me go grab my keys.
that? Yep, he's still sporadically doing other things while trying to join our podcast.
Spreading that
Yes,
pasta.
the buffer shaft is here.
Oh, he's doing something productive. Oh,
Oh God.
good for
Um,
him. Oh.
Speaking of productive, what has anyone done in here that's productive lately since we now have all this extra time?
Me. I have finally finished my midterms for school at home
mhm,
for college.
Freed at last.
Yep.
Oh, it was such a pain in the butt, people. You have no idea. Let me tell you. Okay, with midterms for school, always take them in person. Never do at home midterms because here's the thing. When you do a midterm at home,
mhm,
okay, one advantage when you do it at home is that you have multiple days to do the midterm, which is fine. The only problem is that you have to actually know the material. So
mhm,
instead of doing multiple answers, because when you do it in class, the only way to get through 500 people is that they have to do multiple choice. When it's at home and you have multiple days to do it, you actually have to write in the answers. You have to write in paragraphs. You have to write in the actual definition of the word, and it's
Oh boy.
yeah.
Sounds like you died a little on the inside.
yes.
Okay.
So I did a hell of a project yesterday. I started trying to organize my sock drawer. Yeah, sounds silly. Then one thing led to another, and I realized that half of my room was just scattered all over the place.
Because of a cat.
Yeah, my cat started making a mess. But it was just one of those things where it was like, oh, there's a charging cable in this sock drawer. I've got to put that in my charging drawer. Oh, crap. I've got a lot of old crap in my charging drawer that I don't need anymore. I need to organize that and get rid of stuff. Oh, that means I've got to go into my musical instrument drawer. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a bunch of crap in here that doesn't belong in here. And it just went from one thing to another to another. And the next thing I know, half of my stuff is emptied off my shelves. Took me forever to organize it. While my cat Ruby kept knocking down the piles I already organized, just perpetuating the inevitable. And
Cats
I didn't
are
get to bed
jerks.
till 3:30 in the morning last night.
Cats are jerks. You will never change my mind on that.
Mhm.
That's why I
Yeah.
have a dog. All she does is just scoot her butt across the carpet, and then I tell her no.
Yeah, but she doesn't like anime. That's the only thing.
Oh no, she hates anime. She hates weebs. So
That's
that's
that's blasphemy. That's Hershey. That's Hershey.
you mean it's
Heresy?
the term is
No, it's
heresy, but that's a conversation for another time. John,
no. We
continue your
can talk.
cat story.
Which one?
John, your cat story. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
Oh, my
sorry.
cat story?
Your
Oh,
cat
well,
story.
I've already pretty much covered it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's all that Ruby was doing, was just trying to play around and mess around
Wreak
with things
havoc.
while I was trying to finish the work I was starting. That's typically how things go in my household.
That's all I have to say is I've been working and working up until yesterday when I was about to head off to work and literally about to finish out lunch, get in the car, drive to work, and I get a text message from my work's automated emergency contact system saying,
Mhm.
until further notice, all operations have been suspended for site sanitation and sterilization. And
Hmm.
it was
Oh.
followed with a message shortly thereafter of, if you are displaying any symptoms or any of your family members have been diagnosed with COVID-19, please stay home and contact HR immediately. So you read between the lines, while they are not allowed to say it due to HIPAA laws. read between the lines.
Somebody came down with it, didn't they?
Yep, somebody was at that building with COVID-19.
That's just wonderful.
Yeah.
6 feet, man. 6 feet.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, it's not just that; it's all the surfaces everybody's touching all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm seriously surprised that my job hasn't been compromised yet, all things considered.
As it is, because of the sterilization process, fortunately, it was a pretty quick system that they put in. As of today at 6 a.m., operations should have been back underway. So I'll be going in on Monday and putting in the extra emergency hours so I don't lose out on that money, because you're not just getting paid to sit home while everybody else is disinfecting the place. So it's going to burn a few hours, unfortunately. But here's hoping that nobody ends up with anything off this, because I guarantee you I know there's a few people there who are a little more susceptible, and God only knows how many people at everybody's homes that could be more susceptible.
If they clean the heck out of that place and just leave everything as it be for a couple of days, then it should be fine.
Oh, people started work today.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, yeah, they needed to disinfect and they needed to get up and running again. It's a production facility, so you lose production for too long, stuff doesn't keep moving, you lose too much money.
Not only that, but
Mhm.
they're manufacturing medical equipment vital to the
Mhm.
fight against COVID-19.
Yeah, one of the things we produce in our stainless steel production is stainless steel tubing used for syringes and hypodermic needles. For everybody out there listening, the stuff we do goes down to a very, very, very small size, some of it at least. So yeah, we have been deemed an essential business for that reason. Between that and a few government military contracts, we have fortunately been kept open and keeping me working, thank God.
Just wait until the vaccine is developed. You guys are going to be working overtime.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. As it is, we do still have other jobs. It's just that these few are really keeping us in a critical position.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, between that and another message that said, leave extra time when coming to work. Everybody will have their temperature taken at the gate, not even at the door, at the outside gate of the parking lot before coming onto the site.
Yep.
Jesus.
Hmm.
So, this is going to be sketchy for the next little while, trying to determine who it was, who had it, who is going to get it. Because you can always hope, oh, everybody will stay clean, stay safe. Yeah, well, between when it started to become a real problem and now is about a month and a half. And already somebody came in to work with it. So it's only going to be a matter of time before somebody else ends up getting it. And we go through the whole rigmarole over and over and over again.
Mhm.
It's just the new
Rigmarole.
normal for now.
So
It's just difficult being an essential worker at this time, especially when you work in a business that has a lot of foot traffic.
well, overall, our foot traffic isn't crazy high. It's
Mhm.
just the few people there are. It
Yeah.
doesn't take much for anything to fly around the whole place. It's like we don't really get that much outside contact. Every once in a while, we may have like new customers come in and inspect the place, just like any business, any possible customer, even at a grocery store. Somebody may come in, walk around the store, and say, "Ooh, I like this. I might want to sell here." We have
Yeah.
customers, potential customers that come in, walk around, is like, "Ooh, I like this place. I want to get something from you guys."
Yeah.
That has basically all stopped. Full
Mhm.
stop. All stopped.
I know that's
Person.
how that's how a manufactorum like yours gets business
Yeah.
by
Uh,
by having clients come by.
yeah, as it is, it makes it a little difficult since basically all international travel has been canned. So
Oh
not many
yeah,
people can really come and visit anyway.
Mhm.
there's that.
Uh, Yeah, kind of wishing I had been working yesterday so I could get more essential money in the bank account, but it is what it is. Anyway, who's next?
Who hasn't talked yet?
I could say this now. I have done nothing productive since last week.
Congrats. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I plan on doing the same thing next week.
Well, I
Well,
mean, you are kind of packing to get ready for a move, aren't you?
I'm already fully packed besides my computer and bed. I've got
So,
nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I have done one thing. I have
What?
quit smoking, so I guess that's something.
there you go.
Yay.
Well, sounds like
Well,
we
that's
got
something.
somebody else.
Bibliomancer. The man, the myth, the legend.
Ooh.
Oh,
AKA Candle
sorry,
Swift.
guys.
Are you still
Yeah.
going by that, Candle Swift?
Yeah, that's still essentially my pony name.
I did
Okay.
not know that.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, Candle Swift.
Heyo.
So, we're just kind of in the midst of talking about what we've been doing for the weeks and how we're handling the quarantine.
Well, I've
What it
just been
feels like to
working.
be, what it feels like to be an essential employee at a business.
How annoying it is to be pushed off a day of work because somebody came in with COVID-19.
My
Mm.
roommate's an essential employee at a grocery store. She does inventory, and she has told me some horror stories of what's going on in the grocery stores.
oh no.
People are
Mm.
still hoarding toilet paper. Like that's gonna save their life somehow.
hmm
Some
I
of
don't
my
know.
Walmart,
local stores have been price gouging too.
They're
which
not
should
supposed
have
to
been
do that.
illegal and
It
prevent.
is.
It is illegal, and I highly recommend if anyone listening or in here sees price gouging, report it. Because it not just gives the business a bad name, it makes life harder for everyone having to endure the current situation.
Indeed.
Yeah.
The
Where
best
do you
agent,
go about reporting price
You
gouging?
can
the
report
best
it to your local
agency.
authorities.
No,
Mm.
and also the Federal Trade Commission, because
Yeah.
The FTC.
if it's
Yeah.
if it's a major corporation,
Mhm.
the investigations will be launched immediately.
Yeah, because I had a local supermarket the other day that somebody posted. They went in, and I'm not going to drop the name here or what company it
No,
is,
not yet. No.
but a local supermarket had a 4-pack of Scott toilet paper. You know, the single ply, not very expensive 4-pack of Scott toilet paper, $10.
Yeah, that's a little.
Yeah.
That's a
Grab a
bit
picture.
unreasonable.
Grab a picture
Yeah.
and go to the police.
Yeah, take a picture.
Yeah,
Show
I'm
it to
not
your
the one
local
that found it.
authorities.
Somebody in my neighborhood found it and posted it to our one of the online groups that I'm in for my neighborhood,
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's
yeah,
bad.
they made a big deal out of that.
The best
And
thing to
it's a
do, ladies,
rather big grocery store chain, so I'm pretty sure that's going to have reverberating
ramifications.
ramifications. Yeah.
The best thing to do about a situation like that is always, yeah, take a picture of the item and the price that that the market posted. After
Mhm.
that, take it to your local authorities, then your county, and also if it's a major corporation like you mentioned, definitely report that to the FTC. They need to know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't been shopping in a while, so I can't tell if any of the markets near me have been price gouging. But when I do go, I haven't seen a lot of things outrageously priced, so I think it's been more or less in order where I am. But then again, I haven't been shopping in like a week.
Hmm. For me,
Yeah.
it's not as much a problem of the price gouging. The place I go and do the majority of my shopping at, which most people do, and I'm honestly not afraid to plug it because everybody uses it, Walmart. A lot of these Walmarts have had signs saying, please limit items to one per person. Well, a family
Most
member and
stores.
I. Oh, go ahead. Becca, you kind of broke up there. Uh,
Did we have a technical difficulty?
yeah, you kind of
we did.
blurb
It
there.
kind
Who
of got
died, me or
dropped
you?
out of there. I think you dropped out or something. I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah.
Weird. All I heard you say was my store, and then you just broke off, but
Yeah.
weird. But
Okay.
yeah,
again.
so yeah, family member and I were doing shopping just yesterday, and I was getting my stuff that I needed. They were getting the stuff they needed, and I was told as we were meeting up outside, oh yeah, we were gonna get some ground beef. Person right in front of them was going through, and even though the sign right there said, please, one per person, there were 3 packages of ground beef. This person stopped right in front on that little ride-on cart that they had perfectly good legs for, grabbed all 3 of them, threw them in the basket.
The clerks take them away.
Yes.
But it still inconveniences the people who are in
Yeah.
the aisle trying to get it, because
I
now
know.
they have to wait for it to go up to the front, and then the
Yeah.
clerks have to bring it
Well,
back, and it's
that's
just
another thing which was pointed out is, well, what if they go to self-checkout? And apparently the Walmart employee, the family member talked to, said, oh, it's the self-checkout, like, overseers are supposed to see that and stop that. Well, I'll be straight and honest. I get a lot of those Walmart 1 liter bottles of fizzing flavored water, usually 2 per. And honestly, because it may be because they have dozens of them at a time, I'm never stopped about it. But it's fully possible that they could see 3 packs of ground beef on one person and go. All I know is that seems to be the bigger problem than anything. Toilet paper is bad, but I'm having a hard time doing a lot of my cooking for my meals for the week because a lot of the ingredients that I need, chicken fillets, ground beef, they're all gone within moments of their being put on the shelf.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, it's never a problem at some of the stores I go to because I live like right down the street from a small little Mexican chain of supermarkets. They don't have self checkout, so everything's all interacting with customers. So they keep an eye on like how much you're getting. But for big places like that, I imagine places like Target, Walmart, etc. Yeah, unless they have like somebody keeping an eagle eye on things, somebody could just slip through because it's not like the computer can notice, hey, you're buying 3 things of ground beef. We're not going to process the thing until someone comes through.
Yeah. Well, it's in theory possible for them to do that. Like if you go to buy a DVD that's radar or something, and they'll stop it and say, hey, I need to have your ID checked. Obviously, there'd be a lot of rigmarole and shenanigans to go through to make something like that happen. It would be possible to do. It'd just be a nightmare and a half to manage.
Yeah, just logistically everything.
Which reminds me of the time I went to a game store and I was only about like maybe 10 years old. I was only about 11 years old and I managed to walk away with a copy of Resident Evil. That was great.
Good God.
Anyway.
Yeah.
This will not blow over soon enough.
Nope.
No, it's taking its sweet ass time, but it's just how it is. This is how the world works. It's our first time going through a pandemic. It's something of historic proportions.
Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada says that this will be a thing until there's a viable vaccine available to the public, and I'm inclined to believe him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'll probably start trying to re-implement the economies and the states and all that, but you're also going to have to deal with, social distancing is going to be a norm, and increased hygienic practices are going to be a thing. People are going to be expected to wear masks. It's just the norm now.
Social distancing, masks, people being a little more, I guess, keen on washing their hands. Like
just overall hygiene at this point, really.
Yeah.
Better hand washing techniques, using hand sanitizers, being careful not to touch your face as much as possible, which I can tell you is a pain in the ass because a lot of people, you don't even realize it. You touch your face a hell of a lot.
You do.
Oh, there's that itch on your cheek. Gotta scratch it. Oh, now there's an itch on my nose. Gotta scratch that. Gotta rub my eye real quick. Little things like that. It's almost subconscious.
I can attest to that one. 2 weeks ago, I know you don't realize it. 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, I went to my mechanic to have my transmission fluid changed out, and while I was signing the paperwork, it was early in the morning. I was very tired. When I was signing the paperwork on the clipboard, I accidentally started rubbing my eyes without realizing it, and I panicked. And I don't know if it was too late or not, but I grabbed a disinfecting wipe and actually wiped my face with it as best I could. But it was probably would have been too late, but nothing happened, thank God.
Thankfully.
Yeah. So it's little things like that you don't realize that you do.
Yeah.
It's really hard to be careful about it.
Yeah.
I've kind of broken that myself. But that's because I work with paint, so even if I don't have a lot of paint on my hands and I wear gloves at work, I just gotten used to not rubbing my face, because even if I'm wearing gloves, if there's paint on them, I'm gonna get paint in my eyes. So I've now kind of like subconsciously like stopped touching my face, which I suppose I can thank work for that. But
yeah.
So how about them Dodgers?
They're canceled.
They're canceled until further notice.
How about
Well,
the
I've
Phillies?
been hearing that baseball is going to try to do something in Arizona, but I don't know if it's going to go anywhere.
What we probably see is that with sporting events coming back, we'll probably see no audience in the stadiums.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they did in Japan.
hmm
But I don't know. But
I mean, there's a lot of things on hold. The baseball hasn't started up like it was supposed to, and
the NBA.
the NBA got canned right before the finals or
So there will
the
be no
playoffs.
2020 finals.
Yeah.
It's just as well with Kobe passing away.
Yeah.
But then again, he probably would want to have seen the finals go through, but still, it was a bad year. It was just a bad year overall for the NBA.
Yeah. He just he wasn't even able to foresee this coming though, and he
wouldn't.
he got out early before this whole nonsense hit.
That's one way to say it. Yeah.
He missed the fiasco.
Yeah.
So this doesn't have to be committed to his memory. Although I would imagine he would have probably been fine. But, I don't know.
I just brought it
2020 has
up
just been a
because
really lousy year.
I just brought it up because it's been a really bad year for the NBA in general.
It's been a bad year for everybody.
That to them, yeah, everybody. I know. Our plans got canceled.
It's kind of been bad for the NBA since like November.
Yeah, but I mean, for them to be told, because I mean, like the Lakers have been doing really well this year, and everybody was tempted to see what they were going to do, and nothing happened. And for all the teams that were going for the playoffs, to just suddenly be told, hey, we know you guys are all excited to go to the playoffs and get into the championships and the finals and everything, but it's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm aware that the NFL is continuing its business as normal. However,
they're not in season though.
No.
It's a different story. Right now, it's all administrative.
That's what I'm trying to say, is that right now that their administrative procedures are occurring, the draft picks are going on. However, the one thing I'm not aware of is if they're doing any practice, which is unlikely right now.
I highly doubt it.
I don't think so, that they're doing any practice.
The only sports that's really still online, I mean, if you can call it a sport, is wrestling at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing stuff in small arenas, no audience.
Huh.
Yeah, well, it's because Florida, Governor DeSantis of Florida declared the WWE an essential business, so they can continue on as they see fit.
Of course,
that's
Florida
for you.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that good old Mr. McMahon has deep pockets and has the ear of Mr. DeSantis.
I will say though,
all those meme faces from Vince McMahon right now.
There is another sport that's ongoing, just not in its original sense, And Mecha would actually understand how they're doing this one. Normally, they have the absolute biggest audiences, bar none, hands down, the biggest viewing audience at their stadiums each time they have an event. You know which one it is?
I know
Professional
exactly
paintball.
which one you're talking about.
Yep, because they went to an all online platform, and each of their teams has various stages of advanced setup. From what I understand, some of these guys could have full simulation rigs. Other guys, it's literally just set up at a desk in their room. It's
So-
insane how wild the difference is.
Yeah,
What sport is
Take it
this?
away, Mecha. Who is it?
NASCAR.
I heard you were going to say that
How is that
Mm.
possible?
because I read that article a few weeks ago, last week, about a little kerfuffle.
Yep.
Yeah.
All these teams, just like guys playing Forza, Forza Motorsport, they set up a massive system because they've had companies that basically go out and scan the track. It's easy enough to do the simulated workings of these cars. So
Yeah.
with a scanned 3D track
Mhm.
and all the teams with their driving rigs, they are able to do all these online races virtually at a fraction of
Yeah.
the cost. You're only paying for your setup, and you're reaching an even wider audience.
That's
It's
somewhat
bringing a new definition to esports, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
and the
That's
teams are
awesome.
loving it.
Yeah.
And I actually heard about this because the BabsCon, like esports and arcade guy, Ricky Ray, was in one of the chats a few weeks back, and he was telling me about it. And I'm listening to this, going, "Yeah, this is brilliant and makes perfect sense, actually."
Yeah.
So yeah, wrestling is one thing, but watching these NASCAR events still ongoing, hearing these guys, like, from what I understand, there's one of the two of these guys who are literally at home at their desk with some cheap Logitech race wheel going for it. Whereas you have other guys with full simulator setups. Not as expensive as building an entire car, but a really decent setup where they're in a full situation. And these guys are loving it because it's easy, it's practical, and it's still fun without the costly damage.
Mhm.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
love it. I need to find one of those events and check it out at some point, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, somebody hacks into the race and they open up a black hole in the racing track. And
No,
they all
forget the
fall
black
into
hole. A bunch of people hack into the race, and then you see a bunch of Mario Karts all over the.
Oh god!
It's a cube.
And then they throw the blue shell.
All you need,
Yeah.
all you really need, is to get a hold of all the teams one time and say, "Okay, guys, we're gonna do this a little different."
Mario Kart. It's Mario Kart.
You know, the funny thing is, as wild as the NASCAR teams are, I think they would agree to it too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
That would
would.
Oh,
Absolutely.
they totally would. It would be
hilarious.
hilarious. It would be great.
Mhm.
Everybody would freaking love it.
Oh yeah.
Just watch all the NASCAR teams play Mario Kart. Oh my
Oh.
god.
You'd make so much money. Everybody involved would make so much money, and they would have so
Yes.
much
Yeah.
fun.
Good luck
Amazing.
going through. The thing is, I think the system they go through is their own, like,
It's
private.
probably their own proprietary system. and all
Yeah,
that.
rather
Yeah.
than going through like Forza or another simulator. That way, they're
Yeah.
not paying royalties or anything. So, as
Mhm.
awesome as it would be, if they're going to do something like Mario Kart, it would have to be completely on their own time.
Yeah.
There is no way Nintendo would ever say, "Yeah, we're going to let you earn millions, if not billions, of dollars off of playing our game."
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
they would.
even
They
Not
would.
unless they got royalties.
I don't even think Nintendo has sponsorships in NASCAR.
They
No,
don't.
absolutely
No.
not.
Not to my knowledge.
Plus, because of how Mario Kart goes through either Switch or DS, you're going to be looking at a whole different way of trying to set it up. Unless you're doing
Yeah.
several individual races of like 8 guys at a time, 8 to 12 guys, whatever Mario Kart is,
Mhm.
on each track going through a tiered system.
Dang it! Now I really
Yeah.
want to play Mario Kart.
Yeah, now I kind of want to do.
I know.
I've only played Mario Kart on my Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy SP, the Advance. The red one? Hey, with the little kid?
Yeah.
If I got a GameCube again, I'm gonna get Double Dash. It's been so long since I've played that.
That one was my favorite.
Yeah, because you and me could be Wario and Waluigi in the same car.
Perfect. Those are our spirit characters.
Wow, Luigi.
Waluigi.
Why
You know, some-
win?
here's a-
number one.
Oh God.
Oh god, what have I started?
Something.
Like I said, Wario's my favorite Nintendo character, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
I am Wario.
he's big and mean and greedy, and he doesn't care about what anybody thinks about him.
Oh, and he farts. He
And he
farts
farts.
a lot. A lot.
Oh, that is so you.
And I like Waluigi because he's purple and skinny, he's got a big nose, and he looks like a crackhead.
This is supposed to be a PG-rated podcast.
Sorry.
He's an eccentric.
He's not wrong.
Fine, he looks like a vagrant from down the street.
Not according to the fan art.
No, okay, this is supposed to be PG. Don't bring it up.
Anyway,
Hey, but I've been re-watching a series recently, and oh my god, I forgot how good it is.
Hmm?
You know what series it is?
what?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Mhm.
Never actually seen it.
What?
That's good, Mike. You like
You've
it?
never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I'm also the same guy that's only seen a handful of SpongeBob episodes.
Gary, stop your reading. I think you'd like Avatar, PD, because, well, it does start off a bit light. It's for a kids show. It does get very hard, both emotionally, spiritually, and even kind of politically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's
I'll
got
have
a
to
little
watch
bit of
it.
everything.
Yeah.
My cabbages!
You know, you guys were talking about COVID-19 projects. On my end, what I've been doing, just cleaning up around the house. Like last night, I cleaned out an entire shelf that was full of dust from 1992. Yeah.
Wow.
My household, it's hard to get anything done because everything is delegated, or it's more along the lines of "Don't touch anything."
Hmm.
So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Ed knows. But I did that while they were asleep, so that worked out. In addition to that, I've been working on a Warhammer table that I built back in 2005 and never finished. It was in the garage. My brother Charlie and I hauled it out, cleaned it up, and we went to the whistle stop today on a secret mission. Yes, I wore gloves, I wore a mask, I practiced social distancing, we were safe, and we waited outside for them to get the stuff for us.
Yeah.
But anyway, that aside, so yeah, we got some supplies and we were working on that, and it's been pretty neat. I put it in the chat where it has like the layout stuff, since it's
I
not
forgot.
that similar.
I forgot you were working on that since 2000. Well, you started working on that in 2005.
I know, Ed. I guess I just got distracted by something else and then left it in there, and more or less just didn't have any room for it inside the house.
Yeah.
What happens is that we got rid of an old dining room table that was in the den on one side of my house, and now there's enough room to keep that table that this Warhammer table that we're working on. So
You got rid of that dining room table?
we moved it to the other side of the house, and we got rid of that cheap one that was in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how Bibliomancer knows my house so well.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it was more or less a second house, but I've been there quite a bit that I know the layout by hand.
Yeah, actually, you're the one who's been in my house the most. So, But yeah, no, it was that cheap table that was in the kitchen. We got rid of that, threw it out, and we moved the old one that we've had since the 70s into the kitchen.
Yeah, that one's much
so
more sturdy.
You saved the nice table where we held Spiral Force's big boy hostage
For Chinese
Oh
pizza food.
yeah,
for Chinese
I
pizza food.
remember that. You were there, Bibliomancer.
Yeah. It was
You guys did what to him?
no, not Spiral Force. We didn't do it to him. We did it to one of his trains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It
you
wasn't-
did what to him?
Okay, this is a great story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Spiral Force just got him. Well, we got him a big boy, an Athearn Genesis big boy, as a present.
Yeah.
Kind of an old story, but yeah. So we got that for him, but it had some problems. So he lent it to me to fix it, and since I've had it for a while, and I didn't have a chance to give it back to him, and he hasn't been available for me to do that. Mecha John and Bibliomancer were at my house one day, and I don't know where my folks were, but we decided, you know what? We're gonna hold his big boy hostage. So we set up his big boy on the table. I wrote a note on a notepad. It's like, please help me. And I put it next to the big boy. And then we took out John's kitten, Moo, his stuffed kitten.
Yeah.
Put it next to it, pointing at the big boy. And then I got out my bolt action rifle and pointed at it with the bayonet sticking out.
Relax, it was unloaded.
It was a Mazin Nagant.
Yeah, I was going to ask what it was. I thought it was a Nagant.
All right, yeah, I'm taking that away from you next time I'm around that side of the country.
I have my Second Amendment rights. You're not taking nothing away from me.
You don't hold vintage pieces of equipment hostage. This ain't about Second Amendments. This is about abuse.
Hold on. Which vintage piece of equipment? The train or the Nagant?
The Nagant.
The train!
No.
Oh, it's not vintage. It came out in 2012.
When was the big boy originally introduced?
The Athearn Genesis big boy, the first production run was 2006.
The big boy itself.
He's talking about the actual train.
I'm not gonna. No, I don't. No, I'm talking about his Spiral Forces model.
I know, but he's saying because you're holding something that was essentially a miniature version of it, you're holding some great piece of antique work hostage as well.
That doesn't make sense. It's a piece of plastic with die cast.
So, your favorite locomotive, you wouldn't mind if I just held it hostage just because it's a die-cast piece of plastic?
You wouldn't get very far.
Yeah, you wouldn't get very far.
Point proven.
And remember, that Mazin Nagant I had, that's just one of them.
It's a beautiful firearm. and that
Don't ever
picture
give out your entire arsenal. People don't need to know what you have.
No, they don't need it.
Besides, you have to have some surprises, you know.
My
Yeah, they
only
don't-
arsenal is these fists and a bucket of chicken. Bring it.
By the way, Mike, that Mazin Nagant I'm talking about, for those who don't know, it's a Soviet pattern bolt action rifle that mine still has the original serial number, and it has the hammer and sickle and star on it.
The same with the
Jeez.
one I used to own. God, I got it from, what was it, Big Five or something like
That's
that?
where I got mine.
It was so cheap too, and it was so accurate.
The Russians know how to make a good firearm.
Yeah.
I don't have any
Weighs
firearms.
So much though.
Yeah, I don't keep any firearms in my house either, but
I have a blade, but I think it's actually in a thame, so it's not even bladed. It's just like one of those witch knives.
I currently do not possess any firearms, but I do have a very sharpened shovel.
I have a 45-pound draw recurve bow that I'm not half bad with.
I have the only hand-to-hand combat weapon I have is a Gurkha. Authentic.
That's the beautiful thing about a sharpened shovel. It's a hand-to-hand combat and ranged. You could just yeet it like a spear.
I have a copy of Joe Dirt. Does that count as a weapon?
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
very potent one too.
Mhm.
I got the poo on me.
Oh god.
That movie was so bad that it was good.
He's talking me all wrong. It's the wrong tone.
Wrong
Let's
tone.
try that again. Stab in the face with soldering iron.
I love
Wow,
Christopher
wow.
Walken. He's been in movies that he's never
Scene.
seen himself. I've at least hope he's seen Pulp Fiction, so
I'm sure he
knows,
has.
so he knows how funny his cameo was, how unintentionally funny it was. The way he
Yeah.
delivered that one line, I can't repeat.
Of course.
Yeah.
It was
For
great.
PG-13 reasons.
Yeah, that one line he delivered, this just the way he said it was just
Mhm.
hilarious. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, watch Pulp Fiction, the entire movie. It's out of order, but you know what? It's a great movie nonetheless. But
Yeah.
and
Probably
wait
one of the
for
greatest movies ever made.
wait for the watch scene where Christopher Walken is talking. It's great.
Mhm.
That's all I can say.
Christopher Watchin.
He's also really good in Click too. That movie made me sad.
I actually know one of the people that wrote that movie.
That
Neato.
was a good.
He was one of my uncle's best friends from high school.
Tell him I said great job because it made me sad.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that either.
It's an
It's
Adam
really good,
Sandler
Mike.
movie.
It's funny, but it's also sad.
Hey,
Yeah.
you guys want to hear how easily it is to make this entire group hate me? I have not seen Pulp Fiction.
I don't care if you haven't seen it. I'm just telling you. We could make
I'll
that
throw it
a
out
movie
there.
night.
Neither have I.
How
I've
dare you
never
not
heard
see
of it.
Pulp Fiction? Go watch it. It's a hell of a movie.
I've never heard of the movie.
We'll have to make that a movie night video then, Mike.
Let me
Maybe
put it
not
this
that.
way,
I mean-
Gary. English, MFer, do you speak it?
Oh.
Yeah. That's where that's
Mhm.
from.
Now, you
And the
guys want to
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Oh, that reminds me. When I was in Germany, I had the exact reverse version of that same conversation with the people I was staying with about the differences between a Big Mac and a quarter pounder and a Royale with cheese.
Mhm.
I even went into details. You know how over here you guys call it a Royale with cheese? We call it a quarter pounder back in the States. And then they said, well, what the heck is a quarter pounder? That's exactly why.
Yeah.
That's exactly why you call it a Royale.
Some Macas does sound good right now.
A quarter pounder does sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Double
Yeah.
quarter pounder with cheese.
Oh, man.
We lose someone. Looks like we lost Candle.
Candlesmith. Yeah.
The
might be back.
Discord has been acting funny lately.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Where were we?
We were just talking about Royale with cheese, and then I was done with my thing. That's all.
Battle Royale.
And we were talking about the time that we held that Athearn big boy hostage.
I got a movie we need to watch. Kung Fury.
Oh God.
I haven't seen
That thing's
that.
only a half hour long too. Or like
So
36
good.
minutes.
I don't know if I ever saw that one.
It's
Never
on
heard of
YouTube. You can watch the whole thing. It's hilarious.
Oh, no. I know what movie we need to see. What
at
is it? I forgot the name. Oh, I
Good job,
forgot it.
Gary.
You made me forget. What is? Ah, damn it! Hang on, I got to look for the name.
Gary, PG.
You're allowed to say damn in PG-13.
It's rated G. It's rated G. It's a good movie. Hang on. I think I found it. Oh yeah, it's called Killer Bean Forever.
What?
What?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Killer Bean Forever. You know that movie. It's on YouTube.
Oh boy.
I've
Yeah,
seen
Killer
it.
Bean.
It's about a bean that shoots people. Other-
Yeah. You've never seen it?
I have never
I
seen
got
that.
Okay, let me get the movie poster for you. And I'll put it in the chat. Oh, it's
You
really
should
good.
watch Tom, the story of a homicidal road tire.
Oh no!
No, Attack of the Killer Donuts. Attack
We
of the-
did watch Astartes. That was really good.
How about
Stardust.
Santa's sleigh?
Oh god. Oh, Dead Winter. Nazi zombies.
Oh
Yeah, but
god.
Santa's sleigh has
Oh,
Fran
yeah.
Drescher with her hair on fire.
Wait, Nazi zombies or zombie Nazis?
Zombie Nazis.
There
Hmm.
you go.
Yeah,
Is
from
there a
Norway.
difference though? They're both zombies and
Um,
Nazis.
I
And
think
they're in
zombie
Norway.
Nazis implies that
It's Sweden.
it's zombified
They're-
Nazis. Nazi
Yeah.
zombies implies that the zombies have somehow become Nazis.
They're from 1944. They got frozen and the Scandinavia, and then they came back as zombies.
Oh God.
Yeah, look, I got it. I got the
So
picture
bad.
in the chat. All be hells. Killer Bean forever.
Oh, I was
Good.
hearing about
Got a
that
room,
recently.
like a Deadpool knockoff.
Mm.
We need to see this. We need to have when we have another Railroad Bronies party over at my house, we all need to get in the family room and we all need to watch this on the big
That's
screen
another good
TV.
thing to plan as soon as this whole fiasco is over with. The barbecue at
Mm.
your place. We'll bring food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let's see.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper is currency right now, so that's fine.
For anyone listening, I have 13 rolls I'm willing to trade for a 2-bedroom apartment. Just saying.
No lowballing. I know what I have.
I've got an unopened 12 pack. I think I should keep me sitting pretty for a while.
Sitting pretty.
I saw a beautiful webcomic involving the toilet paper hoarding right now.
Oh
It
god.
showed a bunch of people in a bomb bunker under somebody's yard, and it's just full of toilet paper. And there's like
Mhm.
6 people in there, and then one guy goes, "Okay, who brought the food?"
Well, if they didn't bring the food, then there wouldn't be a need for that toilet paper after all.
Bobby, that man is a nut job.
Tell you what.
Well, I'm all out of stories. Does anybody else have anything else?
We're kind of running things down a little bit.
Yeah, we're kind of limited on topics. This quarantine is really killing our experiences.
I
Yeah,
know.
All I've done is
yeah.
work and maybe reorganize my board game shelf, but that's about it.
Has anyone
Yeah.
discovered a new and interesting band in the last week?
I've discovered a few because last week I was making a mixtape for a friend, so I was looking through some bands that I'd never heard of before, and some kind of caught my ear.
Other than the problem with being somebody like me who's hardcore physical media, I left all of my CDs at work, and nobody's allowed in the building.
Hmm.
So yeah, I can't
don't
listen
want to
to.
come down with the sickness trying to get them.
Ironically, I left that one there too, and my Red Hot Chili Peppers
Oh.
and Muse.
I still got quite a few CDs and cassette tapes and everything physical media, so I'm good for that in case the net ever goes down.
I think what I'm going to do from now on is that just rip everything on MP3 here at home first, and then take stuff over there, or don't take it at all, or vice versa.
I've been listening to a lot of Japanese music on my Spotify.
We're aware.
Yes.
No,
We are aware.
I still hate you for getting that stupid Pizza Cat thing in my head.
John.
Samurai Pizza Kits.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Hey, I love Samurai Pizza Cats.
Mecca,
and
you're
to
a
make-
Neo Maxi Zoom weebie.
No, to make things worse, you know what? I made pizza right now before this podcast too. Okay, so I had the Samurai Pizza Cat song stuck in my head
I had
the entire time.
I had Costco pizza. Does that count?
Where's
Yes.
my
No, it-
pizza, man?
No, it doesn't. Costco
Just
pizza doesn't
go and
count.
turn on Spider-Man's Pizza Time song. Listen
Oh,
to the
God.
horrible wheezing of Jay Jameson doing the entire theme.
Oh, no.
I swear that meme mix is arguably the best of all of them.
I don't have enough exploding lemons for that.
Okay.
I know the actual name of that song.
Yes, I heard it was the vintage Italian song. On the video where I found it, somebody posted that thing. Do you press the button? Your song will be known forever, but it will be known for a meme.
It's Friday.
Yeah, apparently somebody smashed that button for a yes on that one.
Mhm.
Well, you want weird music, I know. Buffers would immediately go on a tirade when I say who the music's from, what the theme is, so I'll hold short on that. Instead, I'll just bombard him once the podcast is over, just to annoy the hell out
The
of him.
only music and group that I truly despise more than anything is ironically Canned Heat
Canned Heat?
The
from
band.
the 70s, the hippie band. I cannot stand them.
I'm trying to remember what song is that made them famous. I literally
Go
I know
around the country. I hate it so much. Whenever I hear that on a television commercial or a movie, I turn that thing off. Or I mute
Go
it.
around the
until it's
country,
over.
where would you wanna go?
You're getting under my skin.
I thought they had some other songs.
No, but
Now
I
everybody's
mentioned.
looking into Canned Heat now.
Well, no, I mentioned music that I know Alex would give me nothing but grief over because Buffers, because Buffers seems to hate furries, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're the
Yeah.
scum of the earth.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
exactly.
Oh
Oh,
God.
he's starting
Oh
something.
no. Oh no.
Weeb. This coming from the weeb who dresses up as Hatsune Miku.
Hey,
And
right
you
now is
proved
the weed
pictures.
time to shine because we're
Oh,
used
I
to
still
not
got
going
those
outside.
pictures. I still
Yeah,
got
but-
those pictures.
Yeah, but that was fun, and that's a male version of the character.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
somebody in a fursuit's just having fun.
And dying of heat
Yeah, but
stroke.
the kind of fun that you guys have is a totally different.
Hey,
level
No, you don't-
of
hey,
you don't-
fun.
hey, your German friends do not speak for everybody.
Oh God.
They're German. They get away with weirder stuff.
99999.
So, you want to come around about what you were saying then? Or am I just going to start playing Nicest Singing Dog all night?
I don't know what that is. That's fine.
You will learn. Oh, you will learn. Between that and something that I know Buffers does enjoy, and Biblio, I may have you, or Ken, I may have you do I Dogma once more. Mick Gordon, Doom soundtrack.
Yeah, that's great.
You
I'll
can't go
just
wrong
annoy
with
all
that.
of y'all and play some Ninja Sex Party.
Yes,
Oh God.
but
Yes,
not here.
yes.
Not here, obviously.
Not here, not on
Yes.
this podcast.
Yes, yes, yes,
If,
yes,
if
yes,
you
yes, yes.
if you're
yes.
interested,
In fact, we have to
Google that on
make it
your
monetize.
own. Yeah, Google that at your own risk.
Oh,
we have to
what's a-
monetize it. It's Ninja Love Party now.
Yeah.
Ninja Love Party.
Well, no, what's a good song from NSP? NSP, yeah.
The Ultimate Sandwich.
What's the one?
This isn't sounding very promising.
Oh, now I
Yeah.
want
Oh man,
some.
I gotta look up NSP. My favorite song from NSP.
I've got all their albums except for Cool Patrol.
Really?
Most of
My
I just keep forgetting to buy
favorite
it.
song by them is "Shut Up." I have a. This is a censored chat.
One of my favorites is Objects of Desire.
Mm-hmm.
Unicorn Wizard is amazing.
Of course it is.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Again, Google at your own risk.
Do it, no balls. Do it.
Mm,
And we just
This
lost
is
our
not
PG
being
rating.
endorsed. This is not being endorsed, but do it anyways.
This is what happens when you get enough people trapped in their houses for weeks on end. We start losing our sanity.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Implying most of us had our sanity to begin with.
Amen.
Yeah.
I had mine.
Oh,
I'm
oh.
pressing it.
What? No, here's my favorite song from NSP is First Date. That's really good. First Date from NSP.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's really funny.
I prefer Bounce from System of a Down.
Man, Steam Tank is gonna chew us out like no tomorrow when he comes back.
Oh, he's not here. Oh yeah, he's not here.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Because of what we're going on about?
No, because his
Yeah.
computer was being all wonky.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
his
why he's not
computer
here.
was being all wonky and he wasn't able to join the podcast, but he's gonna listen to us. He's gonna hear what we're talking about, and he's gonna chew us out like no tomorrow.
Why?
I
We're
don't-
just talking. We're
I
filling
fear
time.
no man.
Except that thing. It
Except
scares me.
We
except
can get chewed out, but nothing of value will be lost. Everything has already been said.
Oh. Damn it! Now I'm listening to Ninja Sex Party.
Ninja sex party.
Why did they even? How do you even come up with a name like that?
I don't know.
I want to say a combination of alcohol, drugs, and tiredness. Mostly.
Yeah.
or
And-
boredom.
And probably a PhD in nuclear physics. There we go.
Oh, I love this music video. This is so great.
Uh-oh. Dad's here.
It was all buffers.
Yeah, pretty much.
What are you gonna do about it?
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen,
you're coming in loud and clear.
Ladies
Oh,
and
Charlie,
gentlemen,
Lima Charlie.
Steam has entered the conversation.
Yes, I have.
Wait, who is it?
Steam
who is
Tank.
I
All
heard
right,
that.
everyone. Now that Steam Tank's here, have a good night.
Okay, yeah, bye.
Bye.
I-
So
I-
ends this Parlor Car podcast.
I had to hop in because oh my gosh, I was listening. No offense, but oh my gosh, I now understand why we don't get a lot of tuning. We're boring as heck.
Wait, did you say we're boring as heck?
Okay,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
I'm back.
Oh,
We're
I could
so-
change that, but we'd have
we're
to change
so
the rating of the
cringy.
channel real fast. I could do
Yeah.
some balloon pumping.
No, we can't do that. But oh my gosh, I'm okay. I've been thinking of things. I have things on my mind on how we could probably try to make things better. I'm thinking maybe like Let's Plays. I'm thinking maybe streaming something every other time, like maybe Civ when I get my PC going.
Civ is so boring to watch. That's a horrible idea.
Okay,
Yes.
maybe-
How do you expect us to get more views? What do you want me to do? Dress and drag into the hula?
maybe.
Yes,
Yes.
Maybe.
do it.
I think you had plans to do that before we talked about this.
I will donate $10 to the channel just to see that.
No.
Okay, fine. $10.25.
Not till I get my Sailor Jupiter cosplay.
Oh
Okay,
God.
$11.
Make it 13.
Oh, that's
Boy.
a little rich for my blood, man.
Okay, 5, and that's my final offer.
The only, I don't know. I think the only thing that would get us more views is if I started reading random stuff in like death metal.
ASMR, an ASMR session.
Maybe I
It's all
should
the
do that.
sounds.
Oh.
Maybe I should do
It's
that
all
thing
the
I
s-
wanted to do. I should start-
ASMR and death metal.
We should do anti-ASMR.
It's
Just
all the
change
sounds of
Really
the Steam
loud
engine.
noises.
It's all the Steam engine sounds.
Just all of us do pterodactyl impressions nonstop.
Don't get me started.
Oh, Candle, growl.
Really? Okay. Thankfully, I have. Please do. Growl what?
Anything.
Okay,
Go
fine.
to
I
420 swag for Jesus.
think I've got something. Okay.
My little pony.
Well, that made things unboring real fast.
Yeah.
Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again in a different do a different thing, but growl again.
Oh.
Do something else.
Give me a couple of moments. I need to think.
Okay.
That was so metal.
The Sailor Moon theme.
Because originally I had an idea of like making some small YouTube videos where I would sing My Little Pony songs, but I would do them in a Louis Armstrong voice.
When Rainbow Dash is trying to tell Fluttershy to cheer louder.
Oh God.
Oh wow.
Hey, stay out of my shed.
Oh god.
And this is how we mix it up.
That
I know,
was kind of
here's
perfect.
one thing
perfect
I don't
day.
mind doing at all for the channel. I don't mind streaming some VR gameplay.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah,
definitely
maybe
do that.
not tonight, but
No, definitely
we'll
not
try
tonight, but another day, because
Yeah.
I have a good assortment of VR titles.
I like
We
that.
could do
Mecha
those
King
as like
that you
independent
have.
videos too. We don't have to do that as
We
part of the
could- We
podcast.
could do that too. Oh,
Just
what we
something to
should
add
do
content.
is do a mini game, like virtual. What's it call it? What's the game called? Uno or something. You know, a little
Oh
small game.
God. We're not trying to make enemies here.
Yeah, if we were gonna do that, I would
don't
just.
make enemies. We
Well,
play Monopoly.
let's just say a lot of us do get a little competitive. Okay, I'm just saying. But I mean, it would be fun. It would be interesting. It would be
I
entertaining.
mean, if we had tabletop simulator, we could play like practically anything.
That,
We
I
just
thought
need to
you
play
were
something
talking
that's
about-
PvP
Cards
orientated.
Against Humanity.
You can't share
I
that.
wouldn't
You can't
stri-
do that
yeah,
here.
You can't stream
Oh.
that on our channel.
no, we can't
No.
stream that on here.
That's a little too extreme,
No,
Good.
Yeah.
we'd have to get the safe for work. one.
especially with the way that we are. No, we're not doing that online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we did
Yeah,
like
I
some
know.
really watered down pony version of it, but even then,
I have
no.
never heard of a watered
My
down
Little
version.
Pony
no,
Cards Against
no,
Humanity.
no. Cards Against
Somebody
Humanity.
get on
Guys,
that.
stop. Cards Against Humanity is actually making a kid-friendly version of Cards Against Humanity.
That
I'm
sounds
not
like
gonna lie,
the
that sounds
biggest
boring
load.
as hell.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
it
have a
sounds like
bunch
the
of
biggest load
poop
of
jokes.
crap.
No, it just replaces all the bad word cards with words like poop and fart.
That sounds boring as hell.
That
Yeah.
sounds no, it doesn't sound boring, but it sounds very comedic. Okay,
It
Sounds like you're
boring.
compensating for something.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about you guys.
Wait,
It sounds like-
wait. I can see it now. Make a haiku. Poop, scoop, a jupe.
Oh god.
You're gonna make me think now. I'm not. I can't think right now. I'm on an empty stomach.
You're gonna regret joining this podcast. You should have waited till next week or something.
I've regretted it long ago.
I
regret
had to
nothing.
jump in. I had to
No,
jump in.
I regret everything.
Regrets were made.
I just wanted to go back to finishing this
Thankfully, my
anime
phone's
series.
working.
No
I
regrets.
got
No
I got two more-
regrets.
No regrets.
no more
Regrets.
regrets. You regret.
'Cause
I got
raisins.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I know Steam has says like a free to play version of Risk, but I mean, you guys don't even like playing real world Risk.
Risk is awesome.
It is, but it's just you have to play with the right kind of people, otherwise everybody's backstabbing each other.
Oh yeah.
L-
It's basically
but,
like
but we
Civ
should look
5,
into
except-
something at least.
It's like Civ 5, but the only way to play is Conquest. So
Yeah.
nothing like Civ 5.
Oh God, you're gonna force me to quote a
Speaking of-
bad YTP.
Speaking of Civ 5, I was playing it in single player as Germany, and I nuked London twice.
Oh god.
I wiped it off the map.
Oh, that's nothing. You should have seen what I did to Stockholm when they betrayed me.
Well-
I nuked them 12 times.
Oh my god.
It was
Wow.
glowing orange.
And then what I did to And then my favorite thing was that when what's his name? My favorite thing was that the Danish kept the Danish kept spreading their religion to my civilization. So I sent a fleet of battleships to lay waste to their harbor.
Y'all are a bunch of warmongers.
Oh, I love being a warmonger in that game. It feels so good.
In video games, yes.
No, I usually just
I
make
like both in real life, to be honest.
I just make enough money in Civ 5 to bribe all the city states so they can elect me leader of the free world.
Oh, so that's what you're gonna do?
No, not this time. It's harder to do. It's harder to do against people because the computers are too stupid to know what I'm doing.
It's kind of somewhat what I did in solo before my computer went kablooey on me the other night. But what I was doing is I was making friends with all the military states.
That's what I do because they give you free military units.
Exactly. Yep. But I was also making friends with the merchant states because then they give you free
money
and uranium and oil.
Well, any city state gives you their resources if you're allies with them, even if they're not a mercantile state. If they're a religious one, if they're a cultural one, they'll still give you access to their resources.
Yeah, I just find it funny because by the end of the game, I couldn't really finish because there were still other civilizations, but we were at a point in the game where nobody wanted to really enact a war against each other because I had like all the nukes and I activated anti-nuke creation.
The
anti like 20.
Yeah, nuclear
anti-nuclear
proliferation.
Can't even listen to Evanescence.
Yeah.
I can't even. Oh, that's another band that I don't like, Evanescence. I can't even listen to Evanescence.
Autonomatons.
But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, but yeah, definitely we need to figure something out, like some sort of a game to play, like a mini game. Mini games. You need to look at mini games. For those watching right now or going to be tuning in later when this is uploaded, shoot us some comments about any mini games that you'd like to see us play during the Parlor Car.
I'm trying to think of stuff that is both short and sweet, but it's something that would still get people's attention. Yeah, it's
like I said. I mean, the only reason why I said Uno is because I have a card deck of Uno right next to me. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah.
Another good idea would be to post something on Twitter too, so people on our Twitter can comment on different ideas that they might have. Open the floodgates a little bit, get some ideas.
I think I might do a straw poll or something with a bunch of game ideas and see what's best from 1 to 10, and
we don't
whichever has the
necessarily
most
need to do
votes
a
will
straw
go in
poll.
order.
We could start out
Do
with
a
just a
list?
suggestion box and see what people throw down, and then from there we can kind of just sort of like figure out what we want to do.
I mean, when this is all over, like, and we start meeting up again, I would love to like bring some board games to Brony events like this, or even like try doing like online versions of it. Like, Ticket to Ride would be right up our alley, considering it's already train related.
That's true. The Ticket to Ride is a great idea.
Yeah, they have it on Steam.
Great if it was on Steam.
It is on Steam.
Version of it. Oh, it is.
Yeah, I think it's like $5 or something right now.
Shit.
Oh,
I think.
I have to check and see if it's multiplayer based.
It is. I mean, the servers might be, because again, because a lot of people are playing online board games now with the quarantine. Some games have their servers a bit overloaded, like Catan. Oh no, Ticket to Ride is 10 right now. I was thinking of it was $5 like a couple of weeks ago, but
it was last month or so. Epic Games gave Ticket to Ride for free.
Wow.
Yeah. The Epic Games launcher had Ticket to Ride for free, but I don't think this month anymore. You would have had to get it when they were offering that thing. Now on Steam, it's $10 just for the base game. But yeah, Ticket to Ride would still be a great game to consider.
Shoot, that's not a bad idea.
We should
at
look
all.
into that.
I'm assuming you all know how to play Ticket to Ride.
Nope.
Nope.
We'll
Nada.
figure it out.
Well, I mean, the online version is going to have a tutorial, so it's easy enough to. And just
I honestly think the best way to do it is to go into it streaming us learning it. That would be the most comical way to do it.
Well, I mean, I could again play with you guys too to kind of show you again tutorial, but because I have the physical game and I've played with my family a bit, so I already kind of have a good idea how to play it.
Figure for me, my learning is just gonna be ending in a great big ball of fire.
However, Ticket to Ride, as far as I can
crashing
tell,
off the rail.
is a max of 5 players.
Huh.
I don't. Maybe maybe the online versions have an extended thing.
Oh, I got it. Here's what we can do. We can do a, I guess like do some sort of like a virtual dice roll or like pulling straws or something to determine who's gonna play. You know.
That or maybe that or rotation. Like the 1 week we have 5 to play, and then the lowest 2 swap out. The lowest 2 scoring players swap out for another 2. Or maybe just like a regular rotation, like 1 week it's so and so and so and so.
Or what we can do is we can pick a list of people who are going to start first, and the winner picks the next person to play.
Maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen listening, this is why we need suggestions.
Yes, feedback, please.
Well, like I said, a virtual dice roll or a random number generator would be a good way to decide who's playing each game. But we still need more games than just Ticket to Ride.
Yeah. And just to add to that whole feedback and suggestions thing, it's not that we don't have any great ideas. We do. It's just that some of them we just can't do right now because of the quarantine. Like going out and filming trains or filming a skit at Travel Town or something. I had a bunch on my list for this month and I can't do them. So.
Yeah, we had a lot of projects in the works that have kind of been put on the back burner because of all this.
Oh yeah.
You and I were gonna go to Japan.
I know. And then there's that one video that we were working on.
For Spiral, his story on the Big Boy. It's like a behind the scenes thing. And
yeah.
we can't meet up. That's on hold.
There's still a lot of recording that needs to be done for that. So
I know. And that was supposed to be like the hallmark for this whole for the whole Big Boy. So that's it.
yeah, we'll get it done. It'll just be a little bit delayed, as is everything else at this point.
Yeah.
And I did want to go out and do more skits and more films and more stuff, but it's all gonna have to wait at this point.
So, where do we go now?
We figure out how to kill the Batman.
It's simple. We kill the Batman.
Well,
if there's one thing that you're good at, never do it for free.
No, it's if you're good at something, never do it for free.
What are you guys?
Well, if you're so
free is always nice.
You get what you deserve.
It still doesn't beat my favorite Joker quote. Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Oh God.
God, that reminds me. This guy had his homebrewn AI watch 1,000 hours.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
To write a script. And my favorite Joker joke comes from that, where he goes, "Hey, Bats, I got you a present." Hands Batman a box. Inside the box is coupons for new parents, but it's expired.
Jesus.
Oh wow. Hey.
Well, with that, I got some things I have to do, so I'm gonna sign off early.
Yeah,
I gave you permission.
I was just gonna say, why don't we wrap it up? Because it is approaching 9:30. But yeah, to those still listening, we're gonna tweak a couple of things because now that I finally had the chance to actually be a viewer for once, I understand a couple of things that need to be done to be a little more interactive, which is the mini games, of course. So work on that. Work on a few other things. And if there's anything else that you'd like us to try to do, or maybe solo skits here at home, maybe we can try to get. I could try to get a webcam working, and I could do something, on stream. So, have any ideas or anything you'd like to see, or anything you'd like us to share, even?
I got it. Ned will probably like this. How about a radio play?
Ooh.
Radio.
Yes.
Yes.
Where we do a podcast like this, but we actually do like a radio style skit.
Yeah, like like the old Shadow radio plays, or like the old like radio comedies of old, like Amos and Andy or something.
Yeah.
Dibs on being
Okay.
Alistair.
Oh God.
No.
Nothing copyrighted. Has to be original.
Has to be original, yeah. But we could figure
No.
something out in the time being.
Besides, I'm Alistair.
Oh Lord.
I tell the dad jokes around here.
No,
I'm the one
Ed
with the radio
Salad.
voice.
And I will be random demon number 17 that gets stabbed in the chest.
No, Ed
Whichever
Salad.
pisses you off more, sweetheart.
Well, yeah, radio skit thing sounds just lovely.
Yeah, I'm game for that. We could figure something out, some details,
Yeah.
try and write a story, and start doing stuff like that.
Yeah, the story of Nihilite Barkle and her quest to make friends.
Oh. Okay.
What? Nightlight Barstool? What?
Nightlight Barstool, yes, that's...
I got the reference. Okay. Anyway. All right. So everybody stay safe. Wash your hands.
Don't touch your face.
Don't touch your
I'm
face.
touching my face.
Oh,
God damn it.
Don't move, don't breathe,
Touching my face.
don't do anything. Just pray.
Like, subscribe, comment, and definitely give us your feedback on any ideas you'd like to see us try, or or even if you want us to share something, like any collection-wise for ourselves. If we have a collectible or something you think we might have, you might want to see what we do. Even Buffer's Warhammer stuff, if you want to see that.
It's not different from a layout, the train layout.
Oh, it's not
That's
different.
true. Hell, I've seen people make train layouts and fuse them with Warhammer Warhammer battlefields.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, anybody has any ideas, we're always open to suggestions. So,
All right. Well, let's say goodnight, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Remember the usual stuff, like, share, subscribe.
All that good shit.
Mm-hmm.
What?